right, guys, we're back at it. Real Estate with Ryan. Hope everybody's doing amazing today. Having a great Saturday. Thank you for tuning in. Always good to be with you guys in the studios. Have a little fun talking a little real estate with Ryan. And just an amazing week. Hope everybody's had a great week and always ready for the weekend. Seems like it's flown by over here. Super busy. Real estate market's heating up. Kids getting out of school, college, graduation, all those things. Hard to imagine that May is almost over. Just one of those weeks. And how about you guys? Are you ready for summer? I know we're ready for summer. Got a little vacation coming soon. My son's always like, beach, daddy, beach. I don't know about you guys. Y'all ready for the beach? I know I am. We got some amazing content here we're going to talk about. Before we start, I always like to talk about some congrats, new listings. But if you're tuning in for the first time, you say, who's that guy on the radio? I say, well, hey, my name's Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and we do this show every week. We talk about a little real estate, whether you're buying, selling, investing. Maybe in this market, you know, with the interest rates, how's that going to affect the market? Should I sell? Should I buy? How about the biggest dilemma in today's market? Or I've got to sell my home and then find the next one and close on the same day. We try to cover all that and have a little fun with Real Estate with Ryan every week. You can catch us on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock on Saturdays. And, of course, Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 a.m. And, of course, in case you miss it, you're with the kiddos or you got family things going on, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're streaming on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and, of course, all of our podcasts on Google, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. You name it, we're there. Got you covered. So let's get into the show. Got a lot of content to cover. Before I do that, our congrats on new listings. New listing in Knoxville on 335 Diedrich Avenue in Knoxville. Historic zone over there. Beautiful property. A lot of activity from the get-go. Make sure you check that property out. New cabin out in Pigeon Forge. 704 Blueberry Ridge Way. Beautiful condo. Cabin. Actually overlooks downtown. One of the bedrooms overlooks the Ferris wheel. It's a really immaculate cabin. The owners have managed it themselves, maintained it. The conditions are great, so make sure you want to check that property. New listing, 3008 Sanderson Road. Great property there, big backyard, North Knoxville. Make sure you check that property out. And 6528 Orchard Creek Lane out in Halls will be in the market in days. Make sure you check that out next week. Congrats to our great sellers over on 716 Village Loop Lane. Just closed out there. Beautiful cabin out in the Smokies. And I got, let's see what else we got here. 3615 Olivia Drive in Maryville. Great buyers relocating from Michigan. Super excited to have you guys. And a lot over here on Schoolhouse Road. Our great buyer, Mr. Charles Todd. Thanks to you. And that's what we got so far this week. So been a busy week. A lot going on. And for this show, we're going to talk about that as well. And a lot of news media has been talking about it, obviously, so we're going to piggyback on it. We said, no, the interest rates are there. It's a common theme. We're seeing in the market now, where are we at? Are we hot? Are we cold? In today's show, we're going to talk about, are the interest rates affecting the spring market, kind of the late spring market? Is it affecting sales? We'll talk about that. And then the second half, as the market changes, it's very common. Weather's pretty. We're talking about open houses. Are they really worth it? Are they worth your time? Are they effective? We'll talk about that in the second half, Real Estate with Ryan. Let's talk some numbers, some informations. Obviously, the unexpected mortgage rates that have rose is affecting affordability and challenges the spring home buying season. We know that recently that the National Association of Realtors settled a big class action lawsuit, over $418 million in commission settlements that the National Association of Realtors have settled. That will begin in July. We've talked about that briefly on a couple other shows about that. What will that affect on the Knoxville housing market? We'll kind of dive into that a little bit, if any, okay? The further rise of already elevated mortgage rates and home prices in the last few weeks has obviously increased inventory. We've seen about a 10% increase here in the Knoxville market. We were about 4,000 homes in the market. And of course, spring, a lot of people get their homes ready in the market, so not uncommon, about 4,500 in the Knoxville DMA on the market now. Yet despite ongoing affordability hurdles, Fannie Mae forecasts an increase in home sales transaction compared to last year. Experts also anticipate a slower increase in home prices over the course of 2024 compared to recent years. Meanwhile, the U.S. home prices boasted an annual 6.5 gain in February, the 8th consecutive month year-over-year increases, and the fastest annual rate since November 22. Despite the recent run-up in mortgage rates, month-over-month, price index rose by a robust 0.06%. So what are we seeing? I think we're seeing in the marketplace now, obviously, interest rates. We're looking here the other day, we said Fannie Mae said that they've blown past 7% around May 16th for a 30-year fixed rate. The average 30-year fixed rate was 7.02. All right. However, mortgage rates finally go down on the descent. We're hoping that they should cool quickly. But as everybody concerns in the market that we're at, with the interest rates that they go down too quickly, the inventory that comes in could dissipate. And so that's always one of the biggest challenge. What we're seeing now is obviously interest rates are up higher. Always going to see the news. You're going to see the news media talk and piggyback about as mortgage applications are going to decline, home new sales are going to decline where the rates are up. A lot of this market and what we've seen in the last few periods of time is that buyers are trying to time the market perfectly. And it's challenging. It's challenging to time the market perfectly. It's always frustrating as I tell my sellers every week, watching on the market, we say, hey, what's going on in the market, Ryan? And we saw a huge first quarter here in 2024. We were just really the busiest we've been in probably 24 years. And I think a lot of that was anticipation from the previous years, as we talk about. So 2023 rates were in excess of 8%. If you're buying an investment property, that's what made it really challenging. You could be rates in 9. I had a lender call me the other day, and he said, Ryan, we've got some investment opportunities, some creative stuff, no income stuff. It's kind of a secondary market, third market. And I said, well, what's the interest rates on something like that? He said 11%. I said, oh, I don't have anybody at 11%, but we'll keep our eyes out. So, those kind of market really hurts our investment markets. You look at the Florida market, not that it's similar, but we own property in Destin. And I feel like our Destin market is somewhat similar or mirrors to some degree our Sevierville-Gatlinburg market. It's predominantly where it's an area that if you know much about Destin, they don't have, or that Florida market there, they don't have a whole lot of hotels. Same thing with Sevierville and Gatlinburg. There are some hotels, but it's predominantly dominated by cabins or short-term rentals. And that's part of the experience coming to the Smokies. And we're seeing a lot of that inventory that's coming to the market due to rental demand, short-term rentals not being exactly where you want to be. And so people that have bought in the last couple of years, putting those on the market, trying to cash out. That being said, there's a great opportunity for buyers in today's market versus the last couple of years. And so smart buyers are coming back into the market and capitalizing in this market, knowing that the amount of money that's put into these markets like Smokies and Gatlinburg and all those places, it's just a matter of time. And so buyers that are looking to maybe get out of the market, do a 1031, or coming in those markets and finding opportunities that maybe this year may not be exactly where they want to be, but long-term gain. Real estate's a long-term gain, guys. And so that opportunity is a great buy. Obviously buyers like to get an opportunity where we can get a deal. And there's some deals going on or more competitive pricing, let me say, than what we've seen in years past. So those are opportunities. Well, the changes impact the home buyers the most. Obviously going on, talking about the settlement, the National Association of Realtors, there's just a whole lot of things going on. You would expect it in an election year. All kinds of things, all kinds of chaos. What we're going to see here in the Knoxville housing market is not a lot of things changing. I think a lot more confusion. And I think more than ever, we need buyers to have representation. We want buyers to get with a great agent. We want our sellers to have a great agent in the marketplace because there's nothing better than teamwork in this marketplace to kind of help you navigate through that process. We're understanding some of these changes could say, well, whether the buyers, we're talking about the settlement, National Association of Realtors settlement, by the way, is there any impact in commissions and fees and cost? I think a lot of the business is going to be done the same way, but you need to keep an eye out. That's why it's important that you must make sure you get with an agent to make sure that if there's any kind of costs, fees, who's paying what, when, where, that you clearly know what's going on. And that's coming up here. Got a few seconds before the break. But we did look at the National Association of Realtors, and they tracked Home Builders Association, and they remained flat, about 51% going into the market there. As new permits. We got a break coming on here in just a few seconds. We got a new topic talking about open houses. Stay with us on the second half of Real Estate with Ryan.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, ma'am.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taking too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it, second half Real Estate with Ryan. I told you, got a lot of things to cover. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time, we're catching us at the break. We're talking about interest rates. Will they affect the spring market in 2024? Late spring market, as you guys know, summer's almost here. Graduation, school, kiddos getting out. Hard to believe this whole spring has gone that quickly. But the housing market's going to heat up. No, it's an election year. Interest rates are up. Fannie Mae said the rates are a little bit over 7% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. So a lot of people in today's market what are they doing? We're waiting. And it's hard to time the market perfectly. The greatest thing in this market is this is where the most amount of inventory is going to hit the market in the spring market. We're up about 10% of the Knoxville housing DMA market. And so that's a great opportunity for buyers to have more selections. And if you're thinking about selling, this is a time where we put our own home on the market. We had the most opportunity to look for other inventory. We talked as we were going into the break about the Home Builders Association remained flat in April, about 51%. Reading 50 or above means builders saw good conditions for new construction. So just consistent. Nothing too bad, nothing great, flat. Meanwhile, permits for new single-family homes dipped to the lowest rate since October, slumping 5.7% in March. Okay, so that's there. Median home sales price rose to about $393,500. That's up 4.8% from a year ago. And new home sales did recover from recently slipping, hitting a 6-month high of 8.8% compared to February at 8.3%. Let's see what else we got coming. So much to cover. One of the biggest things, I think, just going into the interest rates and as we move into 24, things that are pro tips for you guys to watch when you're buying. We talked about getting with a great agent. We won't beat a dead horse there. But there's a lot of things going on. Interest rates, changes, closing cost. Lenders are changing on their loans. We're talking about doing a buy down. All these different opportunities. Some of the pro tips that you guys want to make sure we're doing is know your budget. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Budget's key. It's so easily to get tempted into a house that's maybe $25,000, $30,000 above list price. Doesn't mean that the homeowner is going to make that adjustment, regardless of the interest rates. Some of the sales prices that we're selling are really close to list. Some are above. Some are multiple offers. So don't expect that the owner is going to come down just because you're out of budget. So keep that in mind. Because one of the hardest things we have to do on our end is we get one of the spouses and we go look at the property, and for some reason, we go look at it. We have to go look at it. And we're always comparing that property that was a little bit out of our budget. And, it's hard to get back to the other budget, and we always have that home in our mind. So sometimes if we don't think we can make the stretch, might be good not to go look at it. Or a little call to the agent to see if there's some flexibility in price. There's a lot of things there. Be flexible about size, location. That's so key. Keep an eye on the market. Watch it. Great opportunity to keep an eye on the market. This is a free tool for you guys. Go to the Apple Store or Google Hometown Realty Real Estate. We got a free app for you. It's a great app. It tells you coming soon on the market. Tells you about homes that are selling in your area. We can get text messages, email. It could be as quick as minutes, or it could take your time. And we got some great vendors on there, some of the greatest vendors here in our area that we use and we recommend for services. It's free. Download it. And it helps you watch the market, especially for home sales, knowing what's going on. Pending home sales, I would really recommend it. Go to the App Store, Hometown Realty app, free tool for you guys. However we can help you, we'll help you kind of watch the market. Don't be discouraged. That's one of the biggest things. In this market, it's challenging. First-time home buyers entering the market, it's tough. It is tough. There's no easy way to say it. Interest rates are high. Affordability is really, it's not easy. Have a great budget. Save for a down payment. Get with a real estate agent way in advance. Get with your lender in advance. Know the mortgage options so when you're ready, you can make a strong offer, hopefully avoid mortgage insurance, and keep your payments where you want to be. Let's see. One of the biggest things going into this spring and summer season is it's popular. You may see it here throughout the Knoxville area, and you'll see for traditionally open houses. And they'll put them in the neighborhoods, and we'll have the balloons. And back in the day, this was a very popular idea. And today in this market, it's still done by a lot of agents in the marketplaces. Are they an option for you moving forward? Open houses. We'll talk about the pros, cons, and all those different things. But if you guys are thinking real quickly to get an idea of your spring housing market, if you're wondering what your home is worth, or an idea that, hey, Ryan, I kind of want to see where I'm at to gauge for 24. Text me. It's an easy number. It's 865-290-2290. All right, so you can text us at any time, 24/7, and one of our team members will get back with you, maybe me or one of my team members, that will immediately give you a home valuation. Real numbers, obviously, not seeing it, but get pretty close to value if we've got the right information. So I would encourage you that if you're starting that process, make sure you do reach out to us at 865-290-2290. Just text us. We'll get you a free home evaluation and at least start thinking about where we need to go numbers-wise on your home. So one of the pieces of the domino that we can make sure that we can cover that if you do decide to purchase in 24, we at least have a range to know where you're at. And if you're thinking about putting the home on the market in summer, there's never a better opportunity to do that. And then if you need us to come out, we can do that. Open houses obviously have been around for years. What are open houses? Well, open house is really where houses open from the public for a certain period of time. They're traditionally done on Sundays or Saturdays, and they're open from 1 to 4, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, something like that. Some things to think about as an open house for you are, do you have a flexible schedule? What kind of buyers will you expect at the open house? Do you have a couple weeks to spare for the open house? And are you willing to make the homes, tip-top shape, clean, ready at a short notice? These are all things we're talking about on a flexible schedule. Flexible schedule, obviously with an open house, and one of the biggest disadvantages of an open house, unfortunately, the sellers. If you're living in the home, you got to be gone. The open house is where we want buyers to come through, take a tour, take a look, have an opportunity. So the sellers, you have to be gone for a little while. Our biggest disadvantage with with buyers open house, it's a great opportunity for buyers to preview homes, but as for sellers, it's a challenge. And in today's market, we're not really sure exactly what buyer we're getting through the door. What price point? Are they qualified? Is it the neighbor down the street that maybe is thinking about putting his home on the market? All these things kind of come into play on that open house. Our biggest challenge with our great sellers and buyers, but more specifically sellers, because this is targeted to you guys, is with an open house, the feedback that we get, is it something that we can use to either make corrections or valid? Buyers that maybe are in a different price bracket, or maybe some that may not be qualified for the house, or a combination are just looking. They're in the beginning stage. Are those corrections something that you need to take action on? Or, if the buyer comes through and says the price is overpriced, and they're not familiar with this market or the Knoxville housing market. Maybe they just came in from, let's just say, California or anywhere, right? Are they familiar with this market? So keep in mind that all feedback that comes through on an open house is not something that we could definitely do. The amount of work and time and effort to keep the house straight is imperative. So if you're not prepared to do that, watch yourself. Obviously, people coming through your home, jewelry, things like that, you always have that opportunity to be careful. People coming through your home, it always makes it challenging, so those are one of the things on open houses. We're finding that open houses as a whole, we don't do a whole lot of them. We're not effective with those. We feel like it's one of the least productive activities that can be done. I think they said 11% of people that bought homes were through open houses. I think the number is closer to 1%, 1 to 3%. I can't really remember many people that I've ever sold a house to on an open house. And the challenge is because it's usually where an open house is where, some of the real estate agents use to get new clients and also an opportunity to show our sellers that we're working. But we're a firm believer that we scan all of our properties. We try to make sure that we have 3D tours. In today's market, 87% of people are starting online. And having the tour online, having that ability to walk through online, we're able to capture people across the country, over in a couple states down, and they can walk through online from the comfort of their own home. And they can set private showings. So we're a big believer of private showings. We feel like if you need to do open houses, those are opportunities. But I don't think it's the most productive use of our time, and then having the seller out of the property. Now, new construction's a different story. Luxury houses is an opportunity, different type of buyer. Hope you've enjoyed our show. Always enjoy being with you every Saturday, talking a little real estate. As always, if you need us for anything, our number is 693-SOLD, or you can visit me at ryancoleman.org. You guys have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you back here next weekend. Take care.